everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that everyone can hear me clearly. Um, I'm getting ready to share my screen with everyone, but before I do, I just wanted to let you know that I will not be able to see messages through chat until the presentation is over because I'm sharing my screen. So we will circle back around to that when the presentation is finished. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. We're hoping for no more technical difficulties today. Let's see. Just one moment. And Paige, if you guys cannot see my first slide of my PowerPoint, please jump in and let me know.
We see it, Carla.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to kick this off by walking through a difficult customer service situation from start to finish. We're going to go through this scenario from both the customer's perspective and the customer service provider's point of view. By the end of this experience, you'll have a few takeaways to better equip you the next time you're in a similar situation. Principles we'll be discussing are nothing new to you. It's not groundbreaking information, but hopefully it will get you in the right mindset when it's your turn to provide excellent customer service. So before I flip over to my first slide, let's use our imaginations for a moment. We're going to begin as our customer, and this could be a student or a KCTCS employee. They enter your office and they need your help to resolve an issue. It's Monday. You were off work last Thursday and Friday. You have at least 27 new emails, 13 missed calls with voicemail, and you have 2 reports due by lunchtime. Now this person comes in, they're upset, and they need you to do something for them. What do? And let's be honest here, even if we don't audibly say it, we're thinking, I do not have time for this. We've all been there, we've all done it, we've all been through it. But this response is going to bring us to our first point. Providing excellent customer service to our students and coworkers is a crucial aspect to all of our jobs. Our students are our top priority. We may have a million other things that we need to be doing, but people are always more important than paper. And that means that the person who made a point to come and stand in front of you always deserves your attention more than anything else that needs to be done that moment. We have to train ourselves to get into that mindset and avoid the I don't have time for this mentality. So when we come with the starting any interaction with the I don't have time for this mentality is going to result in brushing off the student, and that's going to make them feel unimportant.
Carla?
We'll start sharing our laundry list of things that we need to be doing. Yes.
We just lost your screen.
Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, that's no good. Let me try again. I'm sorry, guys.
There you go. It's coming back.
There you go. Is it back?
Yeah, yes, there it is. We got it. Thank you.
Are we back in action?
Yes, there it is. We got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. And anytime that happens, please interrupt me and let me know. So we'll start sharing our laundry list of things that we need to be doing, which makes students or coworkers feel like they're an inconvenience to us, or turning an upset customer into an irate customer, which only exacerbates the situation. And none of these outcomes are the way you want to start an interaction, and it will definitely not produce top quality customer service experience for anyone. Our students and our employees deserve much better than that. If you don't give it to them, they will find it elsewhere, and going elsewhere is the opposite of the atmosphere that KCTCS is trying to cultivate. The best way to start any customer service interaction is to smile. This is going to immediately let the customer know that you care, that you're going to help them, that they're in a safe space and that they can trust you to take care of them. So obviously we're going to smile, a beautiful smile, not our tight-lipped, impatient smile that really says, "What do you want?" but a real, genuine smile to make people feel welcome and at ease. We're going to make eye contact. So while we're giving them that winning smile, we're going to look directly at them instead of looking at our computer or our to-do list. When they begin to tell you what they need, we're going to show real interest. And it's important to do that with our body language too, because that says so much more than our words. As they're speaking, we need to really listen to what they're saying and let them finish. Don't hear the first two sentences and then zone out or start doing something else. Even if what you're doing is something to help them, don't start looking at your computer screen or pick up the phone to call someone. Give that person your undivided attention until they're finished speaking. Once they're finished, let's empathize with their situation. The definition of empathy is the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of another person. Notice that the first part of the definition says action. So empathy is not merely saying, "Oh, poor you." It's an action word. You're going to actually consider yourself in the situation and react how you like to be treated. And there's that winning smile there. So now that you've smiled, your job is done. Hooray for you, right? Once you've completed your tasks, most people would be ready to pat themselves on the back, because, we don't do that enough, and get this person out of your office as quickly as possible. I mean, you did the 5 things, right? So let's check the boxes and let's get back to our to-do list. Wrong. That is definitely not what we're going to do. We are just getting started. Top tier customer service leaves the customer feeling special and cared for. Let's use our imagination again. Think of a really good customer service experience, the best that you've ever had. What made it so memorable? What made it different to stick out in your mind? And whatever that is, you want to be that same kind of exception for each person every day that you come in contact with. This is your moment to set yourself apart and make a lasting impression. So you can distinguish yourself as a customer service expert, which, people will trust you because you know what you're doing. You can exceed their expectations. That definitely makes a special experience, exceeding their expectation. And let's try to leave them wowed. Let that be our goal, to leave the people that we come in contact with wowed. So we're going to get started actually resolving the problem. We're going to dive a little deeper into this scenario. We need to move forward towards resolution. So our first thing that we're going to do is acknowledge that there's a problem, but don't dwell on it. So we definitely don't want to dwell in the negative with anyone who is already upset. We want to use this opportunity to be a bright spot in a dark cloud. So an example of a statement could be, whatever their issue is, "I hate that this has happened, but we'll start working on it and see if we can't get it fixed. I'm sure there's something that we can do." Just anything. We want to end it on an upbeat, positive note, because we don't want to make a dark cloud even darker. Definitely throw it out there. "I got this." Let them know that we're going to take care of them. So next, we're going to repeat to the customer what we've heard them say and what we understand the problem to be. Let's let them know that we were truly listening and that we really do understand what the problem is, because we don't want to start working on something and that not be what they need.
Carla, we lost your screen
So
again.
next we are going to,
We lost your screen again.
oh no, I don't know what's happening. Guys, I'm so sorry. That is terrible. Let me try again. Forgive me, guys, I'm not exactly sure.
There you go. Once we,
Okay. Sorry about that.
there you go. We got it. Thank you. There you go. We got it. Thank you.
All right, cool. Let me know if that happens again. I'm so sorry. Okay. At this point in the game, we have, we've acknowledged the problem. We've repeated back what we've heard them going to say. And typically, we would pick up the phone and we would start calling someone for help or click away on our computer for more information to try to fix it. But this is a prime opportunity to be different than the norm. Before doing anything else, let's explain to the customer what our plan of attack is. How are we going to be resolving the situation? Who are we going to call, and why are we calling them? This will give them more information so they know that we're on their side and that we're genuinely trying to help them. Just as an example, if we were to randomly pick up the phone and start dialing numbers in the middle of a heated moment when someone's still upset, it's going to make things worse. They're going to wonder who you're calling, why are they calling you? Is this person mad at me? Is this person really going to help me? And we want people to know that we're on the same team. We both want the situation resolved. We are for them and not against them. And just a little sidebar at this point in the process, if somebody, after you do that, and somebody is still just truly irate, don't be afraid to professionally address that situation. You can very politely say something like, I'm on your team, I want this situation resolved as much as you do, but I'm not going to be able to proceed further with you unless we both treat each other with respect and discuss this professionally. Something just along those lines, just to address the fact that you're aware that there's tension in the room. And 9 times out of 10, the person will, lose that last little bit of attitude and start working with you. Don't be afraid to just very professionally and calmly just address that and throw that out there, just reassuring them that you want this to, to be resolved as well. So now we can get to work. Now we can start clicking away on our computer, making those phone calls to get the problem fixed, do everything that we need to do to work on the situation, but just keep something else in mind to do things a little bit differently, is to give the customer more information. Yes.
I don't know what happened. We lost your screen. We lost your screen
Can you hear
again.
me?
I don't know what happened. We lost your screen. We lost your screen.
Oh my gosh. I have no idea what is happening.
We're just getting your really good practice with sharing your screen. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Right? I'm going to be a professional.
Yeah.
Are we cool now?
Yeah, we got it. Or it's coming up. Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
It's coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You guys just keep me posted. We're going to get to work. We're going to tell them what we're doing. We're going to tell them why we're doing it. So an example here would be, I'm sending an email to my supervisor to ask them to look at your information with me, or something like, I'm going to make a quick phone call to our service department to explain the fees that I'm seeing. Just periodically. Oh no! Paige, should we switch over, instead of sharing my screen, should we switch over to the PowerPoint that you have loaded? Would that be easier? so we don't keep losing it. Hey there. Look at that.
Backup plan.
There we go. We'll just go with this because hopefully we won't have as many issues as we did with the other one. So back to point 4, we just want to keep our customer involved in the process. We don't want to forget about them sitting across from us. We want them to understand what's going on, so they can be involved and still trust the process that we are working with them to get it taken care of. I've got my fingers crossed for no more troubles with this PowerPoint, guys. But once you've done all that you can do working on the situation, it'll either be resolved or it'll still be in process. If the situation is ongoing, we've still got work to do, obviously. And this could be the place in the process where a person would be tempted to pass the buck or shirk responsibility onto someone else, thinking, I've done all I can do, now it's somebody else's problem. But that train of thought is not going to keep the excellent customer service train running. It's going to stop it in its tracks because we have to own the outcome. If we don't, the client is going to feel like they have to start all over again with another person. They finally found somebody that they thought could help them, and now they're totally deflated and frustrated again, and we have to avoid that at all costs. So I know that we are not all superheroes, and we can't save the world, but there are things that we can do to reassure our customer that we're going to see this thing through with them to the very end. First, we're going to explain to them what's going to happen next from this point, who's going to be helping them, how they're going to help them, what they're going to do to resolve the situation. We need to call and email that person while our customer is still here and give them all the information that your customer just took the time to share with you so they don't have to repeat themselves again. We want to set realistic timelines for resolution, and how you're going to stay with the process. Even if you don't know how long it will take to get it fixed, you can still offer reassurance throughout. An example of that could be, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I'm going to put a reminder on my computer for next week to check in with Betty and see if she's made any progress with this situation. I'll call you back with an update as soon as I speak with her. And for you to follow through with that probably would not take up 10 minutes of your day. But it makes all the difference in the world to that person. Genuine gestures of kindness often take very little time to accomplish. We just have to make a point to do it. And we're going to continue to do that and follow up with our customer regularly until the issue is resolved and everything is complete. So we're at a closing point of this particular scenario, and we always want to make sure that we thank their customer for their patience, their understanding, and the privilege to take care of them. Even if it's not a problem that we cause, we still want to thank them for coming in and trusting us to take care of them. Tell them how much you appreciate them and that you're happy to help them again in the future, and be sure to give them your contact information for future needs, because you have more than likely, taken this good care of a person. You've more than likely, made a faithful customer for life. We provide top-tier customer service in order to build trust with our students. It's all about building trust with the person. You have to let them know that they can count on you to get the job done, and this is how you build loyalty. And even though this is a college, it's not a business, but you want student loyalty. You want students to come to this college so we all have a job, and this is how you do it. We're on their team. We want them to succeed. They're going to keep coming back to you because they know they can depend on you. We're not going to leave them hanging. And providing top tier customer service at every opportunity conveys that message to the student. That is how you convey that message, is by following through, not just with your words, but with your actions. We want to leave them wowed, and it's easier than you think. Before I started working at the college, I worked in the financial services industry, and a very well-respected individual who'd had a very long, successful career used to tell me, Carla, at the end of the day, make one more call. And what he meant by that was, even when you think you're done with something, push yourself to do one more thing to make it even better. And that is how you're going to set yourself apart from everyone else and make your customer service memorable. You have to try to go above and beyond to separate yourself from the norm. So even if it's something as simple as a thank you note or a quick email, it can make all the difference in the world to the person who receives it. So that brings us to the end of my PowerPoint presentation. And guys, I'm so sorry about losing my screen several times. I'm not sure what happened, but I'd love to talk through any difficult scenarios that you've had in the past or you're currently going through, or if you have questions or comments or anything like that. I'd love to discuss that for the group, because typically, you're not the only one who's had these particular situations. So does anybody have any comments or questions or anything like that? Thanks, guys. Paige, I'm not sure. I know that they're doing a recording. Are the PowerPoint slides going to be available also?
I can, and Carla, while I'm talking, if you can turn your mic off, I think that's what's causing the echo.
There you go.
Thank you. Yes, we can send since you sent me your slides, we can send those out when we send the recording out as well. Thank you so much for doing that, Carla. No worry about the technical difficulties. First time we've done this, so we're learning things. Does anyone have any questions for Carla?
Thank you all. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you again, Carla. We definitely appreciate your time sharing your experience with us. For everyone else, I will be ending the recording right now, and we will take a break, and we will be back at 10 o'clock. You are welcome to stay right where you are. If you need to jump out, you can come in at any time throughout the day. Our next presentation, it will be offered, as I said, at 10 o'clock Eastern by Dr. Ella Strong, Dean of Online Learning at Hazard, on personalizing the student experience through digital communication. So look forward to seeing you guys again in about 30 minutes. Thanks so much.